This is Dr. Kathleen Hallinan, and we are continuing our weight loss vlog. Today, I'm going to show you some very, very impressive information that really shows how dramatically processed food will make you eat more. This is so important, and quite often you'll hear people on different sides of this debate. It's only discipline, it's only self-control, or then people on the other side of the debate will say it's completely a disease state. So I tend to really be of the opinion that our food environment is driving a lot of the problem. And so I don't think we're going to get anywhere until we get out of this interpersonal kind of discussion and get to the fact that our food environment is driving so many of our behaviors and so many of our decisions. And also so much of the metabolism that we find occurring. So the food environment, in my opinion, is the punchline. So let's go over this because it is really, really groundbreaking stuff, and I don't think that this has gotten enough attention in the press, quite often because the press will tend to sensationalize things that make it gimmicky, but this is really, really, really amazing. So this study was done at the NIH, and they took 20 patients who were matched for age and for weight. So these people were at a stable weight, and they're a little overweight. Their BMI on average was about 27, and they're about 31 years old on average. So very closely matched, and they were put into two groups. One group got processed food, very highly processed food. The second group got unprocessed food, so natural, if you could kill it or gather it, that was what they got. Natural, unprocessed food. And they were given, interestingly enough, food that in very strict measurements were precisely the same in the amount of calories and also matched for protein, carbohydrate, and fat content. So the primary difference was just in the fact that one was processed and another was not processed. So, if you're interested, we can try to, I can try to put up the link to the article so you can actually see like what the food was. But at any rate, they gave each group enough food that would be the equivalent of twice what they would need to maintain their body weight. So they didn't starve them. They didn't restrict their calorie intake. They gave them twice what they would need to maintain their weight by very strict calculations. And then they followed them with a lot of different data over 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, this is a very short period of time for a weight change study. The processed food group, and I changed it to the English system for those of you who are, and like me, to be honest, don't like metric, but 0.9 kilograms, which is 2.2 pounds. They gained 2.2 pounds. What was so interesting is that the unprocessed food group lost 0.9 kilograms or 2.2 pounds. So if you actually look at the curves, and I'll try to see if you can see this, this is one of the, you can see that down here is where they show how the weight diverged, right, from the beginning of the study over 2 weeks. The red curve is the unprocessed food group. That is their weight. Above here, this is the processed food group, and that was their weight trend. And you can see what happened. This curve up here represents the total calorie intake between the groups. And what you can see is that the unprocessed group, just without any coaching or anything, ate about 500 calories less than the processed food group. The group in this processed food group, just by the nature of whatever the triggering that is involved in processed food does to you in terms of your appetite, your satiety, there was actually a change in how fast they ate. The processed food group, they timed how fast they ate. They ate faster than the group that ate unprocessed food. So, and think about this in real life. What do you do with a cheeseburger? You wolf it down, right? So what do you do when you're at Thanksgiving, or maybe that's a bad example, but what do you do if you made a nice salmon and green beans? You don't wolf it down, like you eat it kind of normally, I guess. So if you can think about those two differences, even just the nature of processed food made them eat faster. So, I think we need to get out of the conflict that I see raging on the internet, which is amazing that this happens, but we're trying to help people, and I think that I would stay really clear away from anybody that seems really entrenched on one side of the camp or the other, it's either all your discipline or it's all a disease. I think both sides are kind of not looking at the whole picture. The whole picture is there's a lot of both of those things. It is a disease, and there's some choice involved, and I think, my opinion, is that the primary driver, and this is very supporting of it, and I feel kind of validated, is our food environment. And to be honest, I can't even get soda out of the hospitals because they are so driven toward maintaining things like patient satisfaction scores, so they won't even eliminate the junk food. We need to look at our environment and start to manage our environment. And if you're a proponent of this, I would ask that you start to look at your local hospitals, healthcare facilities. That's the first place that we're going to get any traction on this. Start asking them simply, get rid of the soda. There was just a study published in JAMA that showed that increased soda consumption directly with every 12 ounce a day beverage increased all-cause mortality, direct correlation. So, and we're giving this to people in hospitals. So if you have any say or any input in what happens in your hospital, I would make your voice heard. That's the first place we're going to see any change, if at all, in our food environment. So that's my vlog for today. I hope you're all doing well. I think you're all doing great. Keep up the good work, the daily changes, and I would make this a key change. Get rid of the processed food. If you can do nothing else, get rid of the processed food. If you can buy chicken and vegetables that have not been made into something else, buy the stuff that has not been made into something else. Go to your local farmer's market and buy stuff that's right from the farm. Do these things, you'll find that really you won't eat as many calories as you would if you're eating processed food, just by the nature of the choice of the type of processed food that you buy and that you choose to eat. Okay? So, good. You're doing great. Thank you.